close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left.
Okay, so for today's chit chat video drink, I'm going to do a Smirnoff. This is the 4th of July. I call it the first 4th of July version, brand, flavor, whatever you want to call it. It's the Smirnoff Ice, red, white, and berry one. They come out with it all the time around 4th of July. I'm drinking this and not anything hard because I feel like I got a long night ahead of me. But if you want something hard, sis, pour up one for me and one for you, okay? So for today's video, this month's chit chat video, the main thing is me surviving COVID. Yep, it is true. I caught the COVID and it was one of the worst experiences of my life. It really was. I don't wish COVID on anyone. Like, it was horrible, y'all. Like, I had to go to the hospital. Horrible. So, I'm guessing that I caught COVID or contracted COVID, whatever the proper word is, between July 23rd and July 25th, because those were the days that I was, well, either July 23rd or July 25th, because those were the days that, I was out of my normal routine. I went and got my hair done on Friday, July 23rd. And also Friday, July 23rd, I went to my godson's grandparents' house. And the same day I tested positive, 2 people from that household also tested positive. But then again, someone I work with, she tested positive for COVID around the same time I tested positive for COVID. And a couple of people in her household also tested positive from COVID. So I'm not sure if I got it from her or if I got it from members that stay with my godson. People who stay with my godson. Anyway, I had to get it that weekend. I'm guessing I didn't have anyone to actually go through this timeline with me, but like in a professional. But anyway, July 25th, I was fine. No type of symptoms or anything. I went to work, came home, spent some time with my mom because she had been gone out of town that weekend. Kind of had like a slumber party in the living room that night, where we just watched TV and just chatted, spent time together. And we fell asleep in the living room. Her on the couch, me on the floor. Well, I was on an air mattress that was on the floor. Okay, pause. If y'all hear the thundering and the God's work that's going on outside, I do apologize. It is raining cats and dogs and currently storming at the moment. Okay, back to what I was saying. So Monday, July 26th, was the first day I started showing symptoms, but I didn't know that they were symptoms. Like, I didn't think the whole time that I had COVID until I tested positive. So from July 26th to July 29th, I felt like I had a sinus infection, or that like my sinus had drained or something. My symptoms were I had a terrible cough. My body did ache a little bit, but it wasn't nothing uncontrollable or anything unbearable. It wasn't anything unbearable or anything, excuse me, but my body did ache a little bit. But the main thing was I had no energy at all. Like, I was tired, like I stay tired, but I was tired. Like, I didn't want to do anything. I was at work this whole week. From the 26th, I worked the 25th too. But from the so we're going to count the 25th. So from the 25th to the 29th, I worked. And I was at work pushing it. Like, when I really look back at how hard I was trying to work and working through all of that, like, I'm really a strong person because I was tired. I was not feeling it. I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to just legit, like, be lazy. I didn't want to do nothing. Like, I was just tired. I was exhausted. My body hurt. I had a cough. So basically, I had all the signs and symptoms of a sinus thing. And me and my manager thought that it was sinuses because the night before I slept on the air mattress up under the fan. But on July 29th, while I was at work, and by this day, like, I'm at work not doing anything. Like, I'm at work in the back room, like, slumped. Like, when I took my break, I took a nap. And I don't do that ever. But on July 29th, I got a notification that my results had came in and I was positive. Of course, we closed my job down and it got cleaned and all of that. Keep in mind now, July 29th is my birthday. So imagine finding out on your birthday, your 24th birthday, that you have caught COVID and you are now positive for the coronavirus. Yeah. I was not really too happy about that. Fast forward to, I came home after we shut my job down. I came home and I immediately got into bed. Immediately got into bed. My mom locked me in my room. She did. She didn't lock me in my room, but she kept me in my room with the door shut. I couldn't come out unless I was using the restroom. And I masked up and, you know, wore a mask whenever I came out of the room. And she wore a mask anytime she came in the room. We kept Lysol everywhere. There's Lysol everywhere in this house. And it's not like small bottles, it's big bottles too. I stayed in the bed up until day 13. Let me think. Day 13 is really when I started feeling like, okay, this is it. I'm good. You know, day 12, there was hope at day 12. There was hope, but day 13 is really where I was like, okay, I'm fine. I'm better now. And then, of course, day 14, I went and got retested, and I was negative. From the day I tested positive to the day I tested negative, whew, y'all, it was rough. Like, it was rough. And I think at first, initially, I thought the worst part was not having an appetite. Excuse me, but I think the worst part was really the aching and the cough. The cough was kind of like the worst. There are times where I can breathe and I'm coughing so much that's not helping me breathe. I'm coughing so much that I end up vomiting. That was towards like the end of it. Yeah, I vomited for like 3 days straight. Yeah, it was rough. And then imagine, like, it's already rough when you are eating regularly and you vomit, but imagine not having anything in your system and having to vomit. That was rough too. Like, I caught cramps. I caught cramps in my stomach, cramps in my legs. I'm not even sure how I caught cramps in the leg when I'm over the toilet, you know. But I caught the worst cramp ever. My stomach was like balled up trying to squeeze something out. Like, it was, y'all, it was rough. Like I said, I did end up going to the hospital, and that was on day, and when I'm counting my days, I'm counting from the day that I tested positive. So the 29th of July will actually be day 1. So on day 2, 3, 4, day 4, which was August 1st, I did end up going to the hospital. My mom actually took me to the hospital because She was worried because at this point, I'm just in the bed. I'm coughing continuously. She's getting annoyed because she wants me better. And two, I'm not eating. I'm not drinking. Well, I'm trying to stay hydrated, but it's disgusting. Everything was disgusting. Like, the taste was just... At this point, I hadn't lost my taste, but nothing was tasting how it was supposed to taste. Like, even water was disgusting. It had like a... I can't even describe it. It was like a weird taste to it. So, she's frustrated because she wants me to drink something. She wants me to take medicine and try this and try that. And nothing was really working. We did have some cough medicine that was prescribed to us. And I was taking that. But the main thing about that was I'm not sure if it helped my cough because it put me to sleep. And you would say, well, you can't cough in your sleep, but you can wake up in your sleep and cough. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was annoying too. Like, waking up coughing and coughing up your lungs or feeling like you're coughing up your lungs. Yeah. So the cough medicine, it didn't really help. After I went to the hospital, I stopped taking it. So Sunday I went to the hospital, and, if you've ever been to the hospital when you tested positive for COVID, then you know that, like, basically, unless you have pneumonia, there's nothing they can do for you, or unless, like, your oxygen levels are low. Because your oxygen levels can be low and you not have COVID. I mean, you not have pneumonia. So, the doctor did give me an albuterol pump, which is just basically an asthma pump. And that was a lifesaver, honestly. Like, I would use that thing 3 to 5 times a day. If I feel my cough is getting getting too much, or I feel like I can't breathe, 2 pumps, baby. I'm not playing. Like, it was really a lifesaver. Sunday, before I left to go to the hospital, my temperature was like 98 or 99. When I got to the hospital, my temperature was 100 point something. When the doctor came into the room and checked my temperature, it was 101.7 or something like that. So I had a temperature and it was rising quickly. So they gave me Tylenol and ibuprofen there at the emergency room, and he called in me a prescription for some, what I call them big boy ibuprofens, because their ibuprofen's 800 milligrams. But he said that'll help with my fever. I have a confession. I never picked up that prescription. And I think it was a mistake with my pharmacy, because apparently the prescription was ready, but my pharmacy can be stupid sometimes. After then, my fever did break at the hospital. Like, it came down at the hospital. So we had that under control. And I don't think I suffered from a fever after that day. Like, not a bad fever. I don't think it got higher than 99 or 98 after Sunday. So, but in Sunday, the doctor, when I was at the emergency room, he told us that, like, there's no medicine for COVID. There's myths out there and things you can take, but he was like, the side effects and the risk that comes along with that medicine is far too great. So he doesn't recommend anybody trying those medicines or taking anything besides Tylenol, ibuprofen. You can also take Motrin. Tylenol, ibuprofen, and Motrin for your fever, but that's about it. And like an asthma pump or a breathing machine, if you have one, or they may prescribe you one or give you one. But that's about it. However, he did say, like, if you get checked into the hospital because your COVID has turned into pneumonia or it has gotten worse, then, your care team may come to the conclusion to give you some of this medicine. Because at this point, those risks are minimum compared to your current situation. So I just had my albuterol pump from Sunday, from, the day I went to the hospital until I think I actually used it the last day, on day 14 as well. But that's all I had, and I just had to wait it out. And it was the longest wait ever. The longest wait ever. But I survived. And that's the positive thing. That's the good thing. I survived it. It was just another challenge, another roadblock, you know, but I got it. I did it. You know, I thank God every day that it did not turn into pneumonia and I did not have to get admitted into the hospital. I'm not sure about where you live, but people are like dropping like flies. People are dropping like flies from COVID and this new strand. Like, it's really ridiculous and it's really crazy, honestly. I'm not here to tell you to get the vaccine, because up until this point, I haven't seriously considered getting the vaccine. I had all this stuff to say. I wasn't here for it. It wasn't my thing. I will say it's different having COVID and not having COVID and making a decision about the vaccine. Everybody has their own opinions and they're entitled to their opinions. Like I said, I'm not here to tell you to get the vaccine or not get the vaccine. I can't even get the vaccine until the end of October. So, I mean, I still have some time to make my decision. However, I will say, wear your mask. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Please. I don't care if you're vaccinated or if you're not vaccinated, because there are currently people in my hospitals, ICU, in hospitals everywhere, ICU, some who are on vents that are vaccinated and have COVID. So, I mean, you being vaccinated is not saying that you can't get COVID, or that, more importantly, that you can't spread COVID. Come on now, y'all. Nothing makes me cringe more, makes me pissed off more than people who refuse to wear masks out in public. And it infuriates me more when they be like, well, I'm vaccinated. I don't give two fuck. Excuse me. I don't give two flying birds if you're vaccinated or not. You still need to wear your mask, because you can still get COVID, and more importantly, you can still spread COVID. Like, if you don't care about your life and your health, then that's fine, but please be human and considerate enough to care about others. I'm gonna say it, and maybe an unpopular opinion, but I don't really care. These large gatherings, not okay. Not okay whatsoever. I don't understand. Like, y'all got to party that much? Like, y'all got to party that much, but then want somebody to pay their respects to you, or, you know, pray for you when you get COVID, or when somebody you know get COVID and you're down bad. Well, if you would have stayed your ass home, then maybe we could have avoided this. Like, come on now, y'all out here being real reckless, not caring. But then when stuff do hit the fan and you get down bad, or somebody that you're close with get down bad, then you're asking for prayers and this, that, and the third. Like, come on now. Like, really? Like, you really think it's smart to go to a party while we in the whole panorama? Like this is still, okay, jokes aside, this is still a pandemic. Like, we never exited the pandemic. Like, this is still a pandemic. So you thought it was okay? Like, you thought, like, it wasn't nothing gonna happen? Like, okay, let me go to this kickback right quick, or let me throw this party. Let me have this party. You know, it's cool. Y'all ain't gotta wear y'all mask if y'all don't want to. Matter of fact, masks are not recommended or required. Just come up, pull up, let's get lit. Like, is this really what y'all thinking? Like, legit. Please tell me this is not what y'all thought process is. Or even worse. Like, are y'all not even thinking? Y'all gotta stop taking these things for granted, or like they're not nothing. Like, this is a deadly disease that's really taking people out of here, and this does not have a preference about race. It has no preference about religion. It has no preference about gender. It has no preference about age. It don't care who you are, who your mama is, who your kids is, who your friends is, who your enemies is. It will take each and every one of y'all, each and every one of us, if we don't do what we're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, help me help keep me, you, and everybody safe. Like, it's nothing. Like, buy you a box of disposable masks off Amazon. Bulk order. Go in one of these stores and buy a box of masks or a pack of masks. It's not going to hurt you. You really need to be staying your ass home. But instead, you out here doing this, that, and third, which I can't really blame you. Because before I have COVID, like, I would go out and I would go shop and this, that, and the third. But with a mask on. You know what I'm saying? Like, however, after having COVID, like, I've only been to home and work at home. That's it. Like, I don't really go anywhere. I just went to go visit my godson this past weekend. And that's because I hadn't seen him since before I tested positive for COVID. Because his house was on quarantine. I was on quarantine. But I would so greatly appreciate it if people would take this thing seriously. And I've noticed that people don't take it seriously. They don't take anything at all seriously. Like, when COVID first hit and we had the lockdown and all of that, people weren't even taking that seriously. But it's just, it's annoying. Like, it really is getting to a point where, like, it's annoying. Like, COVID itself is annoying because, like, go away. But, like, y'all not taking it seriously and not caring about anybody's life, anybody's health. Like, if you don't give two craps about your own, that's fine, sis. Bro, like, that's fine. Like, I don't care. But please, like, I like my life. I like my health. I don't like being sick. I'm not a fan of it. So, can you please wear a mask? Like, and 6 feet. Preferably 12. But 6 feet. Come on now. It's rough out here. I don't wish COVID on anybody. I do not. It's y'all, like, it had got so bad at one point in time where I legit laid hands on myself and prayed for myself. I did. I just wanted to get better. I wanted to get, you know, I didn't want to die and I didn't want to feel like that. I legit laid hands on myself and asked God to heal me, to bring me over this, to give me the strength to get through this, because I didn't think I was going to get through it, honestly. I didn't. And the miraculous thing is, this whole time, like, I was around my mom day before I started showing symptoms, because thankfully she was out of town that weekend, which, like I said, I think I caught it that weekend. So thankfully she was out of town, but throughout the whole time she tested negative each and every time. You know, she never got it. So I'm thankful and grateful for that, because she has underlying health conditions which could, you know, up her chances of having a bad experience with COVID. So, you know, like, I don't know. I wish people would take things more seriously and be more considerate, because COVID is nothing to play with. It really is not. It is taking people out of here like it's nothing. Like, children are dying. Kids younger than me are dying from this horrible disease. And y'all grown ass people don't want to wear a mask. Or y'all grown ass people are believing y'all conspiracy theories and myths and all this bull crap. Like, you don't want to get the vaccine, that's fine. Like, I'm still like hesitant about it, so I understand. But you can't wear a mask. Like, what's wrong with wearing a mask? Like, yeah, we can't breathe in a mask, but baby, you can't breathe if you're dead either. Like, come on now. Would I rather not be able to breathe in a mask or not be able to breathe in a casket because I'm dead? I guess tips on how to survive COVID or how to get over COVID. Because like I said, the doctor in the emergency room told me that there was no cure for COVID. There was nothing that I could do or anyone can do. There's no medicine we could take that'll like hurry up the process. My first tip is rest. Definitely don't try to force yourself to work either at your job or around the house. You may not win. It's a strong, high possibility that you won't win that battle. 2 is, if you don't have an appetite, don't force yourself to eat. I didn't start back eating until 3 to 5 days after I tested negative. And I didn't get my full appetite back until like the end of last week. And that's August. So I tested negative on Wednesday, August 11th. I didn't really get my full taste and appetite back until, I would say maybe like the 18th of August, or like literally a week later. And you know, I still have my ifs and stuff. Like, watermelon was so disgusting while I was positive that like I'm scared to try it again, honestly. Now that I'm negative and I have my taste back, I'm kind of scared to try it again. But I love cantaloupe and I love the green grapes. But anything else is kind of like, fruit wise, it's kind of like like, I don't know. But if you don't have an appetite, don't force yourself to eat. It's okay if, you know, the human body can go a couple of days. Actually can go weeks, I think, without eating. So you're fine. Tip number 3. If you feel you need to go to the hospital, go to the hospital. I mean, there's no shame in doing that. Even though they may not do anything, they may give you more tips, more useful tips. So if you feel the need to go to the hospital, then definitely go to the hospital. Don't feel ashamed in that. You know, they've been dealing with COVID for like a year and a half now. So, you know, they won't mind. Tip number 4. I know it may be hard for stomach sleepers, but try your best to spend majority of your time on either your left or right side. Alternating sides, of course, to help, you know, not have fluid buildup. That's how pneumonia gets started. But it's best for like breathing purposes, because it does get hard to breathe when you have COVID. To just sleep on your side, or to be on your sides, either your left or right side, of course, majority of the time. That was extremely hard for me because I love sleeping on my stomach, but I did notice that my breathing was better when I was on my side. And finally, tip number 5, stay hydrated. It may taste disgusting. It may not have a taste at all, but stay hydrated. You know, drink some water. If you can, drink Gatorade or Powerade, preferably Gatorade. But stay hydrated. at least try to get 1 bottle of something, some type of fluid, not sodas, not juice. You know, try to stay hydrated, because you're already dealing with a lot. You don't want to go to the hospital for dehydration. And that's easily when you're sick, especially if you're vomiting or have diarrhea, because I've heard that's a side effect. I didn't have that side effect of COVID. Thank God. I just, towards the end of my journey, I started vomiting. But if you're vomiting or have diarrhea, it is important to stay hydrated. But either way, stay hydrated. Well, that's basically it. I mean, you got to push through it. You got to push through it. Pray over yourself. Have somebody else pray over yourself. Stay positive through it all, because at one point in time, I did feel like it was messing with my mental a little bit. So, you know, and it gets real hard if you're shut up in your room. Like if you stay with others and you have to stay in one room basically the entire day. Like it's different if you know, a normal day, you can go in and out your room. You can go to the living room. You can go to the kitchen. You can go here. You can go there. You can just run throughout your house if you want to. Imagine going from that to just being shot up in one room all day. The only time you come out is to use the bathroom. You know? So, yeah. Just stay positive. If you don't get anything else from this video, get that one. COVID is nothing to play with at all. And I know, like, if you've never had COVID and you believe the myths and you believe the stuff that's not true, it may be hard for you to believe that COVID is nothing to play with, but you really shouldn't have to get COVID to believe that. You know, like, this is serious. I just want you to think about it. Like, what if you were one of the ones who had a bad end result? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if your family was having to FaceTime you on the nurse's time, you know, just to see you, or calling the nurses to get updates because they can't visit you in the hospital? Imagine your family receiving the call of, we're having to intubate him or her. You know what I'm saying? Because their breathing is not improving. The pneumonia is getting worse. You know, just take time out to just think about what could happen. You know, and I know in a lot of situations we be like, don't do the what ifs. But in this situation, just think about the possibilities. Think about how your family would feel if, you know, that happens to you. Think about how your friends would feel if that happens to you. If you have kids, think about what it would do to them. And you're willing to risk all this because you don't want to believe in COVID, or because you don't want to wear a mask. Because that makes total sense. You're right. It makes total sense. All right. So this is the finished look. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you all learned something, either from my story or from the tips I gave. Honestly, you know, like I've been saying throughout this whole video, COVID is very real. Some people like me are fortunate enough to come over that mountain and survive COVID and live to tell our stories. Some people aren't so blessed. So, you know, I feel like we as a community, we as a nation need to do our part to help keep each other safe. If not for ourselves, for our household, or for others in general, because, you know, nobody should die because we're reckless. Or nobody should be put at risk to die because we're reckless, you know. So, and it always goes back to the golden rule: doing to others as you have them doing to you. You know, it kind of correlates. I mean, it kind of goes into this. You know, so if you wouldn't want somebody to put your life at risk, why would you do something like not wear a mask to put others' life at risk? Or there's people walking around who know they're positive, but yet and still go out into the public. That's trifling. That's real trifling. Yeah, just, you know, I don't know what else to say. Wear your mask, please. COVID is very real. Not everyone survives, you know. And if you have COVID, I send you prayers. I send you love, and I send you light. Push through the best you can. Stay positive. Stay rested. Stay hydrated. You got this. You're going to come over this. You know, you got it, boo. I'm praying for you. Just keep pushing through. Okay, so I'm done talking about COVID. That's it. This is the finished makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and definitely subscribe. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.